NBA, Steph Curry has had some tremendous games against the Blazers in his career, averaging 28 points per. His most against any team, and he blocks Dame Lillard there. Then Jordan Poole back to Steph. Steph for three. Contested or otherwise, it goes. Lillard did get to spend Thanksgiving with his family in Oakland, but that was about the only good thing that happened to him there because he gets run through a Draymond screen and then another triple for Steph, who had 18 first-half points. Lillard had 16 for the game. Let's go to the third. Curry, another three. This time off the curl, loses C.J. McCollum. He was 6 of 15 from distance, and then sometimes, listen, Draymond did have 12 dimes, but you got to call your own number now and again. He gets up for 2 of his 12 points. To the fourth, more Green to Steph. And this is a tripod that's missing its third leg here with regard to Klay Thompson. More on him in a moment, but Curry, a triple, and then Curry with the curl. Hello from the outside. He didn't try 1,000 times. This is just 15 shots, but still, Dubs by 14. And then Curry, 2 of his 32 with the finger roll. 220th career, 30-point game. It's third most in Warriors history. Trails only Rick Barry and Wilt Chamberlain as the Dubs have won 6 straight. 17-2, tied for their best record through 19 games in franchise history. So here's the thing about Klay Thompson. This was the scene from him more than 20 minutes after the game was over. Towel over his head, sometimes acknowledging fans, chanting his name with a smile and a fist pump, but largely the towel over the head. Draymond Green, Steve Kerr eventually came out to get him and bring him back to the locker room, and then they spoke on their star.
It's just a competitor, one of the biggest competitors I've ever been around in my life. And you see this, you want to be, he's a part of it, so don't get me wrong, but you want to impact the game. You want to have your presence out there, make your presence felt. And after almost 3 full calendar years off the floor, it's tough, and so, we sympathize with him, but we have to be right there and continue to push him, continue to try to get him to the finish line.
He's very human, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like he's vulnerable, he's emotional. That's what makes him such a beautiful person. I mean, he just cares and he loves the game and he loves the work and he wants to be part of everything. And all that's been ripped away the last 2 years. So there's times where he's been, pretty down.
He's getting so much closer to playing, though. It comes a few days after he participated in his first full team practice since he tore his ACL, Game 6 of the 2019 NBA Finals, and then his right Achilles in November 2020.
Knows better. Again, like I said, it's not one in the championship is not one in November. It's one in June. It's about hitting your peak at the right time. And here's the thing. I'm not saying that the Warriors are not playing beautiful basketball. I'm not saying that the Warriors is not the best team in basketball right now. All I'm saying is that we have to pump our brakes because there's other teams right now that are doing things that we're not recognizing, like the Phoenix Suns, who are on a 10-game winning streak, who are only 1 game behind the Golden State Warriors right now for the best record in the NBA, who didn't have Devin Booker really fully healthy at the beginning of the season because he was dealing with the COVID protocol and he had COVID. So what I'm saying is you have teams that are in the West that are not healthy but are still right there behind the Warriors. You look at the Los Angeles Clippers, who we bought up. They hadn't had Serge Ibaka or Kawhi Leonard, yet they sit at 9-5 right now, right in the thick of things. I talked about the Phoenix Suns. You look at the Denver Nuggets, who have Jokic, an MVP candidate. I thought they did a great job this offseason of revamping their roster and adding some pieces. And when they get Jamal Murray back, they could take it to another level. So, look, at the beginning of the year, Molly, Stephen A., me and you both, Stephen A. and I both had the Golden State Warriors picked to go to the Western Conference. And I'm not saying that they can't win the championship. I'm saying that I'm not crowning them or nobody else right now in November. I'm too wise for that.
Stephen, it's a good point because we're not even crowning people in football yet, and football season's over in 2 months. So why are you that confident?
Because I love what I'm seeing, and I believe in it. Now, if I'm wrong, I'll have to acknowledge that when it happens. I don't recall Kendrick Perkins having a flawless record. I recall on several occasions Kendrick Perkins making predictions and coming back and reflecting on it and saying, hey, it happens. That's how I feel.
No,
Kendrick
is right 70% of the time.
Okay,
Yeah,
the other 30%.
All the time.
Listen, Kendrick Perkins is right 70% of the time. I would say I'm 90. But that's a different subject for another day. My point that I'm trying to make to you is this. The point is, that's how I feel. And let me tell you why I feel that way. Let's knock it down.
Okay.
We look at the Phoenix Suns. They deserve our respect. No doubt about that. The leadership of Chris Paul and all of that stuff. Kel Bridges, Devin Booker, we get all of that. But we see what the Golden State Warriors have done against Chris Paul and his teams in the past. As great as Chris Paul is, I think they would do the same thing to the Phoenix Suns. In Utah, I love Jordan Clarkson. England, those boys can play. I believe that Donovan Mitchell is a superstar. One I am praying will end up with the New York Knicks sooner than later. But I got news for you. That's the only person on Utah I have faith in. Every time the playoffs arrive, they fold. That is a fact. Number 2, Los Angeles Clippers. We can't ignore them. Certainly not ignoring Ty Lue. And I get all of that. And when Kawhi Leonard comes back, that's a different animal. But if Dallas gave them a run for their money, okay, and we saw Denver take them out before, all right, and we saw them ultimately fold in the Western Conference, not fold, Kawhi got injured, and obviously he wasn't there to go up against Phoenix. Why would I not believe that the Golden State Warriors could take them out? You give me Denver. I tell you that Michael Porter Jr. got his money, now his back is hurting, okay? So his back ain't the same. If your back ain't the same, and you know this, KP, when your back's messed up, that's not something that you cure in the same season. When your back's messed up, you might get that, worked out in the offseason. But during the same season, if you got back injuries now, you got him with a back injury, you'd have Jamal Murray coming off for the first time off an ACL injury. I'm not getting caught up in Denver, which brings me to the Lakers. That's why I got the Lakers going to the Western Conference Finals. That's why I'm looking at LeBron and his greatness along with AD and Russell Westbrook. But then I'm also looking at the fact that even though with THT balling and Carmelo lighting it up on occasion and stuff like that, do you have the shooters that Golden State has? I got Steph Curry. I got Klay coming back. I got Jordan Poole, who's elevated his game. Andrew Wiggins is balling. Let's give him some love. Once upon a time, I'd give him away for a box of cookies. I no longer feel that way. He's corrected that, and he's been balling. I got Draymond Green suddenly hitting perimeter shots. I got Wiseman and Klay coming back. I got Gary Payton coming off the bench with Damon Lee coming off the bench. Toscano coming off the bench. I mean, are you kidding me? I got Steph Curry shooting 95% from the free throw line, 40+% from three-point range. I got Jordan Poole hitting 93% from the free throw line. We know he's got a perimeter game as well. These brothers move without the basketball. They play together. Plus, they're a top 3 defensive team, and they're exceptionally well coached by Steve Kerr, Mike Brown, and their coaching staff. I have every right to sit up there even in November and say, yo, this team is going to the finals. I have every right to do that.
Yeah, but Stephen A., this is what I'm saying, okay? Look, Golden State is playing beautiful basketball, and I get that. All I'm saying is what I told you about 2 weeks ago. I said Jordan Poole, I said Damian Lee, I said those guys haven't had championship experience yet or playoff experience yet. And Steph Curry said it after the Brooklyn Nets game. He said it's all fine and dandy now, but we're trying to prep these guys because what happens in the
Klay got it though.
Yep.
The playoffs, the book get this thick, and now guys keep